The angels and demons in Dragon Ball are some of the most mysterious creatures we've had the pleasure of seeing. From Garlic Jr. to Deborah and even Demon King Piccolo can be taken into consideration as they all brought very unique powers to the table to combat the Z Fighters. On the flip side, however, the angels have just recently been introduced thanks to Dragon Ball Super, and they've shown to be even more special in their own rights. While we obviously know they're powerful, we've seen more of their magical powers than anything. The angels, clearly superior to the demons in power, accompany the gods of destruction and act as teachers and overseers, helping train them in how to harness the energy of destruction. One character that gains my attention in particular, however, is Whis, obviously, who is the attendant to Beerus, the god of destruction of Universe 7. Even though Whis has a good amount of screen time throughout Super, we still have little to no idea whatsoever as to what the true power of the angels might be. But we have seen short glimpses just to show how strong all of these guys are, and this is what brings me here today, to talk about the potential of these unique characters. Be sure to follow me on Twitter to keep up to date with all Dragon Ball related content and as well as keeping up with everything going on behind the scenes. But without further ado,
I got swords on my back, samurai strap. Ninjas with me, niggas on stars of these bitches. Eating ramen noodles in the hood with my ninjas.
in Dragon Ball Battle of Gods, the Z Fighters as well as the rest of us were thrust into the God realm, which seemed absolutely insane right off bat when Super Saiyan God Goku had his battle with Beerus. Right away, the first thing we notice about the two new characters, Beerus and Whis, besides their eccentric appearances, are their mysterious powers. I mean, the Z Fighters aren't even able to sense God keys, so they have no idea of knowing just what they're getting into, besides the select few of them with prior knowledge of the gods. Beerus of course makes fairly easy work of all of his opponents throughout Dragon Ball Super, whether that be Goku and Vegeta, keeping Frieza in his place, or even destroying Zamasu at one point. We've never really seen Beerus have to go all out with anybody really, although you can count the battle he had with the other gods in the manga if you want, but outside of that, Beerus has never really had to go anywhere near 100% in his own right. So for someone so powerful, seeing Beerus being one-shot by Whis in order to put him back to sleep speaks volumes to just how much strength the angels have. Now, it hasn't been stated just how the angels ranked amongst each other in terms of strength, but Whis is really the only one in particular we've seen in action. First is when Whis knocks out Beerus with a chop in the back of the neck, and then much more when Goku and Vegeta begin their training. Both of these instances never required Whis to really use any of his strength in any regard, but most recently in Dragon Ball Super Broly, we got another glimpse of Whis in action. Most recently on the big screen, Broly has been hands down the most powerful being Goku and Vegeta have ever faced, resulting in them having to resort to the fusion once more, and even then it took a Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta to defeat him. Whis, however, even if only for a few seconds, was toying with a full power Broly who was unable to even touch him for an entire fight. Now, this may go without saying, but I feel like some people still might even argue that Gogeta may be just as powerful as Whis. While I can almost guarantee you that that's not the case at all, seeing him toy with Broly is definitely a testament to this. So with this in mind, what is the level someone would need to be beneath the Omni King to even be considered a threat to the angels? A constant buildup in power crept its way through the entirety of Super until the Tournament of Power came to a climax. Ultra Instinct took the series by storm even before it was officially introduced, and even though it made an appearance 3 separate times in the tournament, we still know very little about the form. But a technique that excited all the gods of destructions, the angels, and the Grand Priest himself is certainly notable. Originally thought to only be a technique known by immortals, when Goku broke his limits, Beerus, a god of destruction in his own right, stood in amazement and shock at this unusual display as all the angels couldn't believe their eyes as well. But with this technique being mostly known by the immortals, this would mean that Whis would have knowledge of how to use it as well, especially since Beerus is on his way to learning it too. All of these factors point to Whis being immeasurable times stronger than anyone we've currently seen fight in the show, but because the angels don't fight, it's a really far-fetched idea to think that we see Whis really get into a critical situation. But with beings like Planet Eater Moro coming into the series, turning the universe completely upside down, there may be reason in the future for the angels and maybe even the Grand Priest to join the battle. And then we might finally be able to see the true power of Whis and the angels, maybe even beyond Ultra Instinct. That's gonna do it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching until the end. As always, I just want to say that Whis is one of the smoothest characters I've ever seen, and his eccentricity and attitude just make him hilarious to watch. If we could only see him fight, that'd just be dope. Now, this video was really mostly me talking about Whis and how his power is more than likely exponentially larger than we probably even realize, with a few scenes to help back that claim. Anyways, don't forget to follow me on Twitch and Twitter to keep up to date with all Dragon Ball related content. And also, before you leave, down below in the comments, be sure to leave video topics or even different types of content you'd like me to post. And I'll be going through all the comments as usual in the coming days, so hopefully we can find something we can post more frequently. But that's gonna do it for this one though. Have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.